Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Loop, the place where learning English is not just a study session, but a part of your daily life. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm Lisa. Hello to all our amazing listeners out there. Whether you are driving, cooking dinner, or just relaxing on the sofa, we are so happy to be with you today.
It is great to be here with you, Lisa. You are bringing some serious energy to the studio today. You look like you are ready to run a marathon.
Oh, I am always full of energy, Alex. The sun is shining, I have my cup of green tea, and I am super excited to chat. How are you doing? I see you have your giant mug of coffee as usual.
You know me too well, Lisa. I cannot start a recording without my coffee. It is my fuel. I'm doing very well, thank you. Actually, I'm feeling a little bit contemplative today.
Contemplative? Ooh, that is a fancy word to start the show. What exactly does contemplative mean for our listeners?
Good catch. It is a bit of a big word. Being contemplative means I am thinking deeply. I'm thinking quietly about something. It is similar to being thoughtful or reflective.
Ah, I get it. So you are in a thinking mood. What are you contemplating?
Well, I was looking at the calendar this morning. I realized that another year has just finished, and we are standing at the very beginning of a new one. It makes me feel a bit nostalgic.
Nostalgic. There's another great word. That means feeling a little bit sentimental or emotional about the past, right? Like remembering the good old days.
Exactly. It's a mix of happy and a little bit sad. I'm thinking about all the memories from the last 12 months.
I totally understand. New Year is such a special time. It's like a checkpoint in a video game. You stop, you look back at the level you just finished, and you get ready for the next one.
That's a perfect metaphor, Lisa. A checkpoint. We call this process reflection. We reflect on the year. We think about our wins, our losses, the funny moments, and the hard moments.
I think that's the perfect topic for today's episode, reflecting on the year, looking back so we can move forward.
I agree completely. But Lisa, before we dive into our memories, we have a very important little job to do first.
Oh, I know this job. We need to ask our lovely listeners for a small favor.
That's right. If you enjoy our conversations and you want to improve your English with us every week, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the Daily English Loop grow and reach more students like you.
Yes, and please click the like button. Give us a thumbs up. It tells us that you are enjoying the content. And hey, share this podcast with your friends. Learning English is always more fun with a buddy.
Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate your support. Okay, Lisa, let's get into it. Let's talk about the year that just passed.
Let's do it. So, Alex, when you close your eyes and think about the last year, what is the very first feeling or thought that comes into your head?
That's a good question. Let me take a sip of coffee while I think.
Take your time. No rush.
I think the first thing I feel is surprise.
Surprise? Why surprise?
I am surprised at how fast it went. I feel like time is speeding up. I honestly feel like January was only a few weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, I agree 100%. It went by in a flash. Zoom, and it's gone. I remember celebrating New Year's Eve last year. I was wearing a silly hat and eating cake with my cousins.
That sounds like a great party.
It was, but now here we are, a whole year later. It's crazy. Why does time go so fast?
You know the saying, right? Time flies when you're having fun. Or maybe time flies when you're busy. Were you busy this year, Lisa?
Oh, definitely. I was super busy. I had university classes, I was working part-time, and I was trying to keep up with my social life. It was non-stop.
See? That's why. When you are doing many things, your brain doesn't track the time as slowly. I was the same. Work was busy, I had some family projects, and suddenly the year is over.
What about the pacing, though? Was the whole year fast for you, Alex?
That is an interesting distinction. Actually, no, it wasn't all fast. Some months felt very slow.
Really? Which ones?
November was incredibly slow for me. It rained almost every single day. I couldn't go out much. I was just sitting at home, looking out the window, waiting for the sun. Those days felt very long.
I remember that. The weather was terrible. But for me, the summer was lightning fast. July and August, I blinked and they were gone.
That is because you loved the summer. You were probably outside every day.
True. I went swimming, I went to festivals, I had picnics. When you were happy, the clock runs faster.
Exactly. Fun times are fast times. Boring times are slow times.
So, Alex, let's get a bit more specific. We want to help our listeners practice their grammar. Let's use the past simple tense.
Great idea. The past simple is perfect for talking about finished actions, things that happened at a specific time in the past.
So, Mr. Alex, what did you do last year? Tell me one big specific event.
Okay, let me choose a good one. Last year, I went on a camping trip in the mountains.
Camping? Wow, I didn't know you were an outdoorsy type of guy.
Well, I try to be. I went in September. The weather was crisp and cool. It was beautiful.
Who did you go with?
I went with my brother. We drove for about 4 hours away from the city. We found a spot near a river.
That sounds so peaceful. Did you sleep in a tent?
Yes, we slept in a tent. But here is the funny part. We did not know how to set up the tent properly.
Oh no, I can see where this is going.
It took us 3 hours. It was getting dark, we were hungry, and the tent kept falling down. It was a disaster at the moment, but now it's a funny memory.
That is hilarious. Did you eventually fix it?
We did. We finally got it to stand up. We built a fire, cooked some sausages, and looked at the stars. It was worth the struggle.
That sounds amazing. Even with the tent trouble, getting into nature is so refreshing. So, you went camping. That's a great past simple sentence.
Yes, I went camping. We cooked sausages. We saw the stars. All finished actions. What about you, Lisa? What did you do last year? Did you travel?
I didn't travel far this year. I stayed mostly in the city, but I started a new creative hobby.
Ooh, a new hobby? I'm curious. What is it?
I started learning pottery.
Pottery? Like making bowls and cups out of clay?
Yes, exactly. I joined a class at the community center downtown.
That is fantastic. Is it difficult? It looks very hard in the movies.
It is so much harder than it looks. The first time I tried, the clay flew off the wheel and hit the wall. It was a mess. I had clay in my hair, on my face, everywhere.
I wish I could have seen that. So, did you improve?
I did. I practiced every Thursday evening. I practiced. Past simple. By the end of the year, I made a coffee mug.
You made a mug? That's impressive.
Well, it's a little bit crooked. It leans to the left, but it holds liquid, so I call it a success.
A crooked mug has character. It's unique. That is really cool, Lisa. So, I went camping and you learned pottery.
We did some interesting things, and that's what the past simple is for, telling stories about the past.
But, Lisa, our year isn't just about finished events. It's also about how we've changed.
Right. And for that, we need a different grammar tool. We need the present perfect tense.
Ah, the present perfect. This is the tense that connects the past to the present. It talks about things that happened in the past but are still important now.
Exactly. Or things that started in the past and continue now. For example, I have learned a lot this year.
Yes, the learning happened over the year, but the result is that you're smarter now.
Precisely. I have made new friends. The friendship started in the past, but they're still my friends now.
And specifically for us, We have recorded many episodes of Daily English Loop.
Yes, we have helped many students. That's the best feeling. I feel very proud of that.
Me too. It is a great achievement. So let's talk about personal changes. How have you changed this year, Lisa?
Let me think. I think I have become more organized.
Organized? Really? I remember you saying your desk was always a mess.
It was. I was very chaotic. I used to lose my keys, forget appointments, and write notes on random pieces of paper. But this year, I have started using a daily planner.
A planner. That is a game changer.
It really is. I have written down my tasks every morning for the last 6 months. It has changed my life. I feel less stressed because I know what I need to do.
So you have become organized. That is a great change. It affects your life right now.
Yes. What about you, Alex? How have you changed?
I think I have become healthier.
Healthier? Did you start a diet?
Not exactly a diet, but I have started running in the mornings.
Running? Wow. You? The man who loves to sit with his coffee?
I know, it is shocking, but yes, before I was very lazy in the mornings. I would hit the snooze button on my alarm 5 times.
We have all been there.
But for the last few months, I have woken up early. I have put on my running shoes and I have jogged around the park.
That is amazing dedication. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. I have lost a little bit of weight, but more importantly, I have gained more energy. I don't feel tired in the afternoon anymore.
That is inspiring, Alex. Really. So you have changed your physical habits, and I have changed my mental habits.
We are evolving, Lisa. We are like Pokemon. We're leveling up.
I love that. Leveling up.
This brings me to a deeper topic, Lisa. We talked about events and we talked about changes, but looking back at the year helps us learn wisdom.
Wisdom. I like the sound of that.
So here is a big question for you. What was the biggest lesson you learned last year?
Ooh, the biggest lesson. That's deep. Okay, give me a second.
Take your time.
Okay, I have one. My biggest lesson was it's okay to say no.
It's okay to say no. That's a powerful one. Can you explain?
Yes. You know, I have a lot of energy. I like to help people. I like to join every club and go to every party.
Yes, you are a social butterfly. You never want to miss anything.
Exactly. But last year, I got burned out. I was too tired. I was doing things for other people, but I wasn't taking care of myself.
That is a very common problem. We want to please everyone.
Right. So I learned that saying no to an invitation doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means I need to rest. I have learned to prioritize my mental health.
That is such a valuable lesson, Lisa. Setting boundaries is healthy. If you say yes to everything, you have no energy left for yourself.
Exactly. Now, when I am tired, I stay home. I drink my tea, I read a book, and I don't feel guilty. What about you, Alex? What was your biggest lesson?
My lesson is a bit different. My lesson is consistency is better than intensity.
Consistency is better than intensity. Wow, that sounds like a quote from a famous philosopher. Unpack that for us.
Well, in the past, when I wanted to do something, I would go 100% immediately. Like, if I wanted to read more, I would try to read a whole book in one day.
And then you would get tired and stop.
Exactly. I would burn out after 2 days. I did things with high intensity, but zero consistency.
I think many of us do that with learning English, too. We study for 5 hours one day and then nothing for a week.
Precisely. That is the perfect example. So this year, with my running and with my work, I changed my approach. I don't try to be perfect. I don't try to run a marathon. I just do a little bit every day.
Small steps, but every day.
Yes, just showing up. I realized that doing 15 minutes every day is much better than doing 5 hours once a month.
That is so true. It builds a habit. It builds momentum.
And it takes the pressure off. I don't have to be a superhero. I just have to be consistent.
I love that. So Alex learned consistency and Lisa learned boundaries. Those are two very mature lessons. Look at us growing up.
We are getting wiser by the year. And you know, Lisa, we usually learn these lessons because we made mistakes first.
Oh, absolutely. I learned to say no because I made the mistake of saying yes too much and getting sick.
And I learned consistency because I failed at so many projects by trying to do too much too fast.
That brings up a good point about regrets. Do you have any regrets from last year?
You know, I don't like the word regret. To me, a regret is just a lesson you haven't learned yet.
That is a beautiful way to put it. No regrets, just lessons.
Exactly. If I made a mistake, it is okay. Did I learn from it? Yes. Then it was a useful mistake.
I made plenty of mistakes with my pottery. I made so many ugly bowls.
But now you have your coffee mug.
Exactly! If I regretted the bad bowls and quit, I would never have the good mug.
So we have looked back. We have reflected on the timeline, the events, the changes, and the lessons. We have closed the book on the old year.
We have closed the book, and now there's a fresh, blank notebook in front of us, the new year. How do you feel about it, Alex?
I feel steady.
Steady?
Yes, not frantic, not scared, just steady and ready. I have my running shoes, I have my coffee, I have my lessons about consistency. I am ready to just keep walking forward.
That sounds very grounded. I feel excited. I feel like there are sparkling possibilities in the air. I want to make better pottery. I want to read more books. I want to record amazing episodes for Daily English Loop.
That is the spirit. And of course, more podcasts are a guarantee. We are not going anywhere.
And I'm thinking about our listeners right now. I bet they have some incredible stories from their year.
I am sure they do. Everyone's year is different. Maybe someone listening got a new job. Maybe someone moved to a new city.
Maybe someone fell in love. Or maybe someone just survived a tough year. And that's a victory too.
Absolutely. If you are listening to this right now, you have survived 100% of your bad days. That is a success.
And if you are listening to this, you are working on your English. You are showing up. You are being consistent, just like Alex said.
Yes, give yourself a round of applause. Seriously, clap your hands wherever you are. You are doing a great job.
Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint, and you are running it with us.
Lisa, this has been such a nice conversation. It feels very warm to share these thoughts.
It really does. It feels like a real chat between friends, because it is. I feel closer to you and closer to our listeners.
Me too. But checking the clock, I think it is time for us to wrap up for today.
Oh, already? Time flies when we are having fun. See, the idiom is true.
It always is. But before we say goodbye, we have a question for you, the listeners. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we want to know about your reflection. Please go to the comments section and tell us, what was the biggest lesson you learned last year?
That is a great question. Was it about your career, your family, or maybe about learning English?
Try to use the grammar we practiced. Use the past simple, I learned that, or I realized that.
Or use the present perfect. I have decided to, or I have changed my...
We read every single comment. It's my favorite part of the week. I love reading your stories.
And please, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to Daily English Loop. Join our community. We have big plans for this year, and we want you to be there with us.
Yes, share this episode with anyone who wants to reflect on their year in English. It's a great way to start a conversation.
Thank you so much for lending us your ears today. We appreciate you.
Happy New Year to everyone. Keep smiling and keep learning.
See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful week.